Coaches, let's talk about a 1-3-1 full court press. Really good to switch things up, to have your younger groups run this, even your middle schools and even your high schools if you have some really quick athletes. Let's take a look at it real quick. All right, we all know on a half-court 1-3-1 defense how this is set up. Usually we have a guy up top, 3 across, 1 down there. All right, just like we would 1-3-1, hence the name. So everyone knows the half-court press. But what I want you to start to look at is the 1-3-1 full court press. Here's how we're going to set this up. Let's say that the offense is bringing the ball in here and they're headed this way. Okay. Depending on what grade or what level you have kids running this, I would set one up here, kind of in front of the basket, cheat a little bit to the ball, have your 3 across the free throw line. The younger the groups, the more I'd move them back. The older the groups, I'd probably move them towards half court a little bit more. So here, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, up through middle school, maybe freshman, I would have it set up just like this. All right, now this will look similar a little bit to your diamond presses that you see, all right, because we know that they're probably going to have somebody there. They're probably going to want to have somebody here. If they're worth anything, they've got somebody in the middle, somebody wide here, okay? So what we want to do is we want to run this just like we do with the same rules as the half court. This makes it easy to teach and should make it fairly easy to understand from your player's standpoint. Now, what you want to decide is, where am I going to trap the ball? All right, at what point am I going to trap? So let's say they make their initial pass in here, okay? So what I'm going to do is, this guy's going to come over and really start to set up a boundary. You're not really setting up a hard trap here. You're really just getting hands up, getting wide. This person takes away the middle. They may have to come up here just a bit, but they're going to take away that middle. This person is dropping to the middle, similar to what they would in a half court. And your back person, just like they would be protecting the corner, is coming over here to protect that. Now, again, you say, well, if this guy takes off back, they just throw it. Yeah, well, if they can make that throw, great. Typically, anywhere from 4th grade to 10th grade, this throw is not going to be an amazing throw. Also, you have this person that just went half court who can then drop back to try to intercept that. Same here. This person cut over, so they can then drop back. So that's your first movement. All right, so now what we have here, all right, so now we have the ball here, part of our 1-3-1 here. Here it's shifted here, there, okay? And remember, we have the inbounder who's coming back in. We have the other offensive person there. We have this middle person, the person they have here. Again, this person can get around front to take that off. I'm just drawing them in front. And then you probably have that back person that's slipped to back here. All right. So again, these two are really working together on this press. Now, usually what would want to happen is they are going to want to throw this back. And again, with this press, we're fine with the ball going back, just like we would in a 2-2-1, a 1-2-2. If they want to make a backwards pass, that's fine. We just adjust quickly. All right. We are also hands up. This should be an air pass. This should be a high pass over our players, just like in a 1-3-1. If they started to drive here, we would cut this off. We would trap right here if they started to drive. We'd cut that off as players. But let's say they assumed it or threw it over here. All right, and let's say they swung it over here. All right, now what we need is this shift, okay, to the middle. This person is sprinting over as quick as they can. This person is coming up here. This person is falling back to take away that long middle. This person is sprinting back to take away that sideline. Just like they would in half court, where this person would have corner to corner, that's what they're doing over here. They've got sideline to sideline. And these are sprint backs to here to help prevent the middle pass coming back in here. I always tell our people this person right here should sprint in front of whoever they have falling to the middle. All right, and then again, if this person tries to drive, they're usually stopping this drive and they're trying to trap. This big, usually it's a big, but this person here is trying to take away any pass middle. This one's taking away any sideline pass. This one is moving over, again, to take away any middle. So you're having them have to make decisions very quickly. Now, here's the best part of this. If they get the ball, let's just say they start to drive sideline. Everyone is falling back. Everyone is falling back. And they just end up falling back into their 1-3-1. All right, let's assume the ball came up here. They're just falling back to their 1-3-1. This person's back just a little bit more. So this way you're teaching the 1-3-1, you're extending it into a press, and if the press gets beat, they know that they're simply just falling back into their 1-3-1. So this is why it's a little bit easier to teach to those youth players, middle school, freshman, sophomore. And again, your high school player, I've seen high school teams run this, and they run it well when they have very athletic players. And again, this, you get to dictate where you want to trap. You can make different traps available in this. You can have them bring it halfway up. You can move your 1-3-1 back. You could move this back here and wait and trap when they get to these areas. Okay? I've seen coaches also use this just to slow the ball coming back, and then they try to force it in the corner and come and trap there. So with this 1-3-1 press, you can do it however you'd like to. Again, the younger the groups, you can kind of move this up. The older groups, you want to keep it about 3-point line. And it's just a shift. It's the same movements you would do if they're running the half court. So they're having to book it. You're anticipating the pass, getting in front of the pass. All right. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you are curious what more of this looks like, just let me know. And if I need to make more of an explainer video on it, I can. But that's it. That's the 1-3-1 full court press. Pretty self-explanatory. Use the same rules. Same rules as the half court. Adjust to wherever you want to trap. Okay. Thanks, coaches. Check out all those resources we have down in the descriptions. I know you're going to be able to find something you like down there.